So, let's discuss my idea for a reality show, and in some ways it's as cunning as George Orwell, but kinder. And I'll read the pitch. Okay, so my reality show that I would produce, happy to produce if we can. Anybody's watching this and they go, let's make that. Heaven, a reality show. This premise can be both a drama and an actual reality show, so I'm flexible. We can use the drama to showcase it as a real thing. You know how Christmas with the family can get tiring. Well, imagine being in the sun and surrounded by luxury while having an eternal Christmas. A bit like being a very rich Australian. Yes, it's heaven. The new reality show where families are taken to a luxury villa and have all their whims catered for, all their desires sated, but they cannot argue because they have nothing to argue about because they are dead. A flaming concoction of psychology and satisfaction. When you have everything you say you want, can you really be happy? I will play God. Someone else might do it for real, but like for now. I will play God, who is effectively the compere at the villa. He sets out the rules, no arguing, or you can be banished to hell. If you start arguing, you will be reminded by Gabriel, our resident psychologist, that what you are arguing about is earthly things, which no longer matter because you are dead. You will maintain happiness for as long as possible. Displays of otherwise will reduce the cash prize. The challenges you are set are very easy. In fact, you will face no real adversity, only yourself and your propensity for misery. So, hey, I'm just going to go on. I'll just have a long holiday with my family. What's going to be wrong with that? You're not allowed to argue. Like, no arguing. Well, I'll be fine. You know, it's sunny. It's not like Christmas where it's like, you know, dark at midday and all of that kind of stuff. So you go, oh no, I think it'll be fine. Like, we get people who probably think they like their family. Yeah. And they go, oh, well, no, that'll be all right. Because we wouldn't even need to do the whole producer thing. We could almost accept David, the accountant, and his wife.
Jane.
Maybe not. Pregnancy would be difficult from an insurance perspective. But
that's a drama then.
Yeah, people like that. And we could do them, and even they would struggle, right? I just feel that people are so determined to be miserable that you would have a show just all the way along. And they'd start out, why did you do that? Why did you put this there? You know, and then like you have a big loudspeaker that goes, don't argue in heaven. And then you sort of send, that would be me right now, don't argue in heaven. And they go, oh, okay. And like the cash prize would come down every time they argued. You'd have to be careful with that though, because if it got too low, then it would just be
they'd sack it off.
Yeah, they just, I don't care about the money anymore.
Yeah.
And then it falls apart. So you've got to be, so maybe there are things that you can do to, you know, to like raise it back up. Okay, you did argue, but if you do this thing.
Like pray, but then are we stepping too close to real religious?
I think also televisually, just people praying.
Not very exciting.
No.
Flagellation.
It's more exciting. Have you ever seen Songs of Praise?
Yeah.
Bits of that.
Right. Not all the way
whole
through.
Thing.
Well, there we go. I mean, that's. But Songs of Praise is never about praying. Like they'll mention it. They'll say, "Oh, did you do?" I don't know. I'm kind of probably paraphrasing. Did you do some praying? And like, people on Songs of Praise would be like, "Yeah, I did," but it's about singing, because that's like the most exciting thing that, you know, Christians do. So they're like, oh, we have to do the BBC. Like, oh, yeah. I'm just being the BBC now. Like 2022 BBC, not like 1965 BBC, because they'd have been well on with this. But 2022 BBC. We have to do it. The government says we have to do a TV show for Christians. You know, if someone was pitching songs of praise, it'd be very sort of, these people, do we have to do it? And they'd say, what's the best thing that they do? What's the best? Oh, they sing. Make it about that, not about praying. Okay?
Mm.
So they wouldn't. So that's my argument, that they couldn't like curry favour with praying, but they can't argue. So let's do a couple of role plays. We'll just start with we'll do the heaven role play, because we're talking about heaven, right? Brian, it doesn't have to be Brian. It's just what I wrote. Brian is taking part in heaven, but he is getting frustrated with his wife Morag, who isn't listening to him and always takes her mother's side in everything. So your whole family's there, all of them. Yeah, uncles, aunts, cousins.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be 20 people there. Okay, right? Always takes her mother's side in everything. You've met people like that. Yeah. Remaining role players will assume the roles of God and Gabriel and remind Brian as to the rules of his conduct. So this is a diary room style situation where they've come to talk to God, and then Gabriel's there too, and he's like, complaining. So who wants to be Brian?
You're playing God, is that right?
I think I'll be God.
I'll take Brian then.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, and then so I'll be God. I'll be quite a passive God, maybe New Testament.
Yeah, less
Okay.
wrathful.
Yeah, I'll just listen. So maybe we'll have like, what was the other? There was a Michael, wasn't there? Angel. Yeah, I think so. So we'll have a Gabriel and we'll have a Michael.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of doing the same. So you're listening to him, and then I'll just kind of go, you broke this rule. You know, there's I set down the rule. Okay, but
And you want us to sort of get him in line a little bit.
we'll remind him as to what happens in the show,
Okay.
and things that he can do, because he can't. There can be no arguing in the show.
Yeah.
So that's the important thing.
Right.
There's,
So-
no,
sort of
there's none of that.
solutions
He's
and-
costing himself money.
Right. And the
And
family.
everybody.
I imagine it's a lot of money because you have to split it between 20 people.
Yeah, just so I know what I'm working with as Brian, what do you see the prize money as?
Well, this is a situation where you can be, if you get too annoying, you can go to hell. And there won't be like a hell, because it'd be difficult to do in today's, where you can't like do anything to people. So they would probably, you go to hell and then it's gone, they're just out.
Oh, okay.
So that's how you might diminish the thing a little bit. But I think we need a significant sort of prize fund so that people are incentivised not to break the rules.
Mm-hmm.
So 10 million.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay.
It's really good. So if
Yeah.
they all stay in, and they've got to last 3 months. So it's like, we could do
That's a
that.
long
It's
time.
achievable. It's like, but they'll find it hard.
And is the maximum prize money in total, is that reduced, or is everybody's
Individual kitty.
individual kitty reduced when they break a rule? Or is it like a joint?
Well, it's a split. It's a
Joint
joint purse.
responsibility.
It's a joint purse.
Yeah, so that makes everything
So if you're
even
not
more
arguing,
angry. Yeah.
if you're not arguing and they are, you're more likely to argue with them, aren't you?
Them
Yeah,
to stop.
brilliant.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. See, it's good, isn't it? It's
Mhm.
clever. It is clever.
Mm.
So, okay, Brian.
Angels? Is that
Yeah.
how would I address the diary?
Blessed angels. I think.
Blessed angels. I need your help, I need your advice. Really what I need to do is vent.
Okay, careful, Brian, with your venting, but go ahead.
Is venting, am I crossing a line, venting? Or?
I would just be very careful with how you say things.
Yeah, I agree.
The Lord is listening.
You hear that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
I'd just be a loudspeaker probably. You wouldn't
Okay.
see me.
sure.
Just that.
Disembodied.
Bit like, have you seen Superman 1?
Yeah.
The bit towards the end where he's like trying to make the world spin backwards,
Mm-hmm.
and he hears Marlon Brando.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just hears it. He's just like, like that. I think there's like a meme of it or something as well. Did you
Oh,
see
yeah.
this? Yeah. So that's what it'd be like when I talk.
Okay. Well, angels, Morag, blessed angels, Morag's really starting to tick me off a little tiny bit.
Okay.
Calm down.
I'm trying to make my points and make sure everybody has a good time and get my thoughts and feelings across.
Mm-hmm. And how are you doing that?
Very calmly and holily and angelically and blessedly. And
Good.
thank you. And she's not having any of it. All she keeps saying is, well, my mother-in-law disagrees
I will
with
remind you
Brian.
just to be careful again.
I
I see you're getting very heated.
Just need some deep breaths.
I mean, I'm getting animated, not necessarily
That's
heated.
very much on the cusp. Continue.
It's not that I'm annoyed by it. It's just I feel like the dynamic of the whole house would be better served if occasionally Morag would agree with me and dismiss Marjabel's views.
Marjabel.
And-
That is not a name I've heard before. Nothing to add.
Just that. Yes, I understand you find this difficult. Have you tried speaking to Marjabel yourself and taking her aside and just having a nice, pleasant discussion, saying, we all want to win, of course. I'm assuming that's correct. I don't want to put words in that.
No, we all want to win.
Maybe have a conversation with Marjabel about your frustrations without using the word frustrations, I think would be.
There is only love in my kingdom. There can be no arguments and no criticism. I am God, and I have allowed you all into my kingdom because of your perfection.
Couldn't have put it better.
Yeah, what he said.
I appreciate that, Lord. But I would like to win the money.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to start any arguments because I know that affects us all. But I'm feeling unheard and ignored and not supported by the members of my family.
Perhaps you could go full hog into that and just be silent.
A vow of silence, perhaps.
Perhaps.
That's not in my nature.
Oh, silent man.
No, I like to make my thoughts known.
This is not the place for you, then, I will suggest.
I thought this was a place where all children of the Lord could come and express their thoughts and feelings in a positive way.
That's
Positive
not true.
mannered
Yeah, in a
way.
positive way.
There are no feelings, you are dead. That's probably too far. There are no negative feelings in heaven. You can still have positive feelings. There are
Okay.
no negative feelings in heaven, only positive feelings and emotion. Think of your mother-in-law as a good person, and good things will come unto you.
Is that helpful for you?
Yes, thank you, Heavenly Father. I will go forth with a positive attitude and try and build bridges and bring everybody together in the name of the Lord.
That's the spirit. See?
Yeah, that's good. That's a good
That's good,
catchphrase.
yeah.
You could probably bring that.
Yeah, because he can be fun.
Yeah, of course you can.
It's New Testament God. He's
Yeah, exactly.
It's the jazzy one, isn't he? Or-
It's just kind of nicer than the other one.
Less.
It's sort of like-
genocides.
Yeah.
Well, I hope this helped, Brian.
Thank you, blessed angels. I've learnt a great deal. And
Well, it's
Yeah,
difficult.
Probably
It's
none
sort
of
of
that.
non-denominational here.
okay. Praise the Lord.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I think the thing with Brian, he wasn't unreasonable, and there's going to be more unreasonable people in there. So there's just going to be just constant friction. And I love the bit about like you can be as nice as pie, and you could be doing everything in a positive way, and all it takes is like a cousin just like wrecking it, and the money's diminishing, and you can't say anything to them, and you can't really you can't really go in here. So there's a somewhat diary room, but you have to be really positive with
Yeah,
you
you
as
can't.
well.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
can never express it. It's just, and you're just behind the eyes, even though you don't really have eyes anymore. It's sort of building up, like the pressure.
Sorry. You don't have eyes
You don't
anymore.
have eyes.
Is that a detail?
No, it's, I suppose you're right. So it's like, so you don't really have pain or anything. You're not meant to. You're not meant to express it. It's difficult because they're not actually dead.
Yeah,
They,
how do
they are
you-
alive.
How do you instill that idea in the people?
They just can't complain about stuff. Because they go, oh, that's not true. You don't have that. Like, oh, my arm hurts. You're like, we don't have
Oh,
an
there's
arm.
no pain,
No,
physical
no,
or otherwise.
There is no. Oh,
What if there isn't? I'm imagining it's in a nice place, nice setting. Say
Yeah.
someone slips by the pool, broken arm.
Yeah,
Not. How do we?
Yeah.
How would you navigate that?
you'd have to treat them. You'd have to treat them. So you'd go off like cameras wouldn't look at that.
hmm Oh, I see. So the viewers at home have not seen that.
Well, if you have a live feed, which you don't see so much anymore, then it's unavoidable. But then like you move the camera away,
Uh-huh.
and then when they come back, even if they're like wearing a sling or whatever, like a couple of days later, no one refers to it.
No wincing. No sort of.
No,
So they can't even. They're not allowed to feel the fit. Like if they knock it, they
None
just
of
have
that.
to. If
just
they,
like a tenner comes off.
okay.
So you're just always like
So everyone's
chipping
gonna,
away. It's
Mhm.
not in their interest to make a fuss.
Mm.
No. No
so
fuss.
we're like, I broke
no.
my arm.
Don't mention
Bad luck. Don't. Yeah.
Matter of
They
fact.
in their own head, they're like, I broke my arm. Don't mention it.
Mhm. So
Yeah.
everyone's going to be quite careful, I imagine, in the house.
This
In
is
and
it.
around the house.
Everybody's being super careful. They're walking on eggshells, and that is the challenge. That's why it's so challenging.
it. Mm.
And then you think of that. So I'm saying do it for three months, get loads of money, potentially. And we're talking about eternity. So the reason why it's so clever is this is held up as like perfection. Yeah? This is what heaven is meant to be. Heaven is an eternal Christmas with your loved ones. But when you really drill down into it, that's not what you want heaven to be.
Yeah.
Like
It's
you
clever.
want it to be a bit like the life you already have, which you disdain at your leisure, which is see them occasionally, little and often, or whatever, little and occasionally. You have enough. You go, oh, that was enough of them. I still like them.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, oh, I don't like them, I have to go and see them. I mean, some people's families are like that. But, you know, you're like, oh, I do like them, but
Time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
We've all been there. I know I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But this asks is that this points out that that's not as heavenly an ideal as it sounds. Christmas, endless Christmas.
So really what we've made is a reality show that makes people question their own beliefs,
Hmm.
question religion, question why they're doing the things that they do.
Yeah.
So it's a bit clever, isn't it? It's higher level, but it's something that you can probably still sell to the masses because something interesting will happen.
Mm.
You know, it's a bit like in Big Brother, the way that they keep the proles in line is to just give them funny songs to sing. Britain's Got Talent.
Mm.